Hello, my name is Maria Jolicoeur. Welcome to my show, Let's Talk About History. Today I have as a guest Swarnjit Singh, and I hope you enjoy my show. Thank you. Swarnjit, thank you for joining me today. Can you explain a bit of history and some major tenets about the Sikh faith?
Sure. Thank you very much for inviting me to the show. So, Sikhism is the name of the faith itself, and it was founded by Guru Nanak, who's the founder of the faith, in 1469. And basically, it only have three basic principles. Uh, it called Kirt Karo. Kirt Karo means work for your living. Then the second one is Nam Japo. Nam Japo means meditate on the God all the time, or remember the God all the time. And the third one is Vand Chako, which means share with the needy.
Here's an image right here of Nanak Dev Ji, the first Sikh guru who founded the religion in what year?
1469.
In what country?
So Sikhism derived from Punjab, which is a region in South Asia, and Punjab was independent country till 1849.
And whereabouts is that on the map? Near India?
Yes, so half of the Punjab is now in modern map is in Pakistan side, and the
Okay.
other half is in which we call Indian occupied Punjab. But it was independent Sikh homeland till 1849.
Right, and his words, well, ideal life, work, and honesty, always remember to God, eat and sharing together. Those are his words. Share it, Guru Nanak Dev Ji, first Sikh guru. Okay, thank you for that. What were some of the triggering factors that Sikh left their homeland, Punjab, and migrating to various countries?
So, answer to your question, there are from time to time the factors changed. First, Sikhs came to countries like UK, USA, Germany, or some other countries. They were seeking better lifestyle, or they were seeking that we will come to these countries, make some money, go back to Punjab, and we'll do our normal business, which is agriculture, because the major occupation of people of Punjab is agriculture.
Oh,
We are
okay.
all farmers.
Mm-hmm.
But from time to time it changed. But the major strike on migration happened when 1984 Sikh genocide happened on the Sikhs in their country by India. And that was the, I will say, breakdown point when Sikh,
Indians from India.
yes,
Okay.
so the Indian government was the one who committed Sikh genocide
The India,
in
the
all
India
the parts
government.
of
Okay.
India.
Yeah. Mhm.
And after that, Sikhs were thinking, we are not safe here. So they tried to escape those persecutions and atrocities which were being committed on them. So, for better lifestyle and for religious freedom, they came to countries like America, Canada, and now we have a very big population of Sikhs in Canada. In America, it's growing at very good pace. In the US itself, they first came to Stockton, and that's where we had our first Gurdwara in America in 1914, I believe.
Gurdwara. What is that?
Gurdwara is a place of prayer for
Oh, okay.
Sikhs.
Okay.
Just like we have mosque, we have synagogue, we have church. So the Sikh place of prayer and learning is known as Guru Dwara.
Oh.
Guru means enlightener, Dwara means doorsteps of Lord.
Oh, okay. All right. So, where in the area do you have a place to worship? In the Norwich area?
So in Norwich, we usually get together at different homes of Sikhs, and do little gathering from time to time. We do have a Sikh art gallery, which is a very important resource center that serves the whole eastern Connecticut, and it's one of its kind of a museum that we have in America. So that's a good avenue for Sikhs to come, join, learn about the Sikh history. But when it comes to prayers and worship, and we have five different gurdwaras in Connecticut. We have one in Hamden, one in Southington, one in Windsor Lock, and one in Norwalk.
Okay.
Mostly people from our area goes to either Windsor or Hamden because they both are pretty much in the same proximity to us.
Have you ever thought about getting a real church built in the area? I mean, would you?
No,
I
there.
mean, to build a place of worship for the people to
Yes,
attend.
and there has been some discussions which we are having among our community that in Eastern Connecticut there is a big vacuum and we need a place of prayer in Eastern Connecticut.
Yeah.
But population here is growing at a slow and steady pace.
Mm-hmm.
The other thing is overall, it's maybe 500 to 1,000 families that live in Connecticut.
Mm-hmm.
And right now we are already struggling to support the infrastructure we have created so far in terms of five gurdwaras that we have and supporting Sikh Art Gallery. So we are trying to make sure if we go that route, we have enough support and we have enough people. But God willingly, it will happen one day.
Yes. God willing, I'm sure it will. You'll have a place of worship built for people to attend. You know
It, it
the
makes a big difference,
the Sikh.
because Sikh places of prayer are not just limited to the Sikh community. We have a concept of community meal known as langar. So we every time there is a community meal, and people from all walks of lives are welcome to come and enjoy the vegetarian meal with us,
And it's free.
and it's free.
That's
Yes,
nice.
and one of the concept of Sikhism is Deg Teg Fateh. Deg means food security. Teg means social justice. And Fateh means then Almighty God will bless you or give you the winning. So
Nice.
that's the concept I think we should adopt as a city as well and
Yes.
as a country as well.
Yes. Definitely. What would you say are the two major issues Sikhs face in diaspora, especially after recent discovery by Department of Justice in which Indian government officials were plotting to plan to kill American Sikh activists in New York?
That's a good question. So, Sikhs have been living in America for over 120 years now.
Mm-hmm.
That's a long time. But there is not enough education and awareness about who Sikhs are. And there are a lot of misconceptions that exist that who these folks are, where they're from, what they believe in. So, all these years, what we were thinking is hate crime was the major issue. And there were hate incidents on Sikhs, especially after 9/11, because of all the confusion that media created. Uh, so that's, I will stay still one of the issue, but with the recent discoveries of how Indian government officials were involved in intimidation of U.S.
Excuse me, yeah.
citizens or Sikh Americans who live here, and how they were even trying to plot assassination of one of, actually he's one of good friend of mine, and a Sikh activist, a very bold guy, Guru Patwant Singh Pannu, a very dedicated person of Sikh community, and he's an attorney, and he always tried to be by the books and try to do everything within the law. He's attorney, of course,
Mm-hmm.
again,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and
Yeah.
do everything in a democratic fashion.
Mm-hmm.
So after all this discovery, I think transnational repression is one of the very major issue that Sikh community is facing at this particular time. And
Why would India, or is it India or Pakistan, want to kill a Sikh in New York?
so so the issue is that we have to probably go back to the history, and we are
Mm-hmm.
discussing history. It's all about the history. Let's talk
Yeah.
about history.
Yeah.
So Punjab was always independent country.
Uh-huh.
In 1947, when the Britishers left that region, they divided the region based upon the faith. And Muslim community said we want our own country, so they got Pakistan. Hindu community got India, so-called India. But when it comes to Sikh community, uh, Sikh leadership was convinced by the Hindu leadership that you don't need to get your own country. You become part of us, and we will give you autonomous state in north of India. So they agreed. But after the whole transfer of power happened in 1947, promises were broken,
Mm-hmm.
and Sikhs were not given autonomy of the Punjab.
Mm-hmm.
What happened actually was India divided Punjab further into three different parts. So Haryana, one of the state now in India, was part of Punjab, but that was taken out. Himachal was taken out. And with all this reconfiguration, Punjab was made even smaller than it was. Sikhs came from Pakistan side of Punjab to India side of Punjab seeking autonomy, but they never got it. And after that, the whole civil rights movement took place, which was on the peak in 1984. And in order to crush that movement, Indian army attacked Sikh places of worship, almost 37, in June of 1984. And in Connecticut, we have recognized month of June as a Sikh memorial month in order to commemorate all the lives
Mm-hmm.
that were lost during that time.
Okay.
And following that, in November 1984, Sikh genocide happened. And
Yeah.
now Sikhs are trying to get referendum done in the Punjab so we can get our country back in a democratic fashion under the United Nations guidelines. And all the Sikh activists who live in diaspora, they do advocacy work for referendum, and that's why they are becoming target of it. And they're becoming target of Indian government because Indian officials don't want these things to grow, because they feel like it's gonna break rest of the India, because it's not just one region in India that seek independence. There are many small regions in India that are seeking independence.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's one of the issue, according to me, that
Yeah.
why they are so much worried about referendum issue itself.
Uh-huh. Can I ask a quick question? Nothing to do with what you just talked about, but does India still have a caste system?
Unfortunately, they do,
Okay, I was just wondering. All right, yeah.
and that's another thing related to Sikhs. We
Mm,
don't believe in caste system,
yeah.
so there always conflict of thoughts because they want to run
Oh,
country
okay.
in the way that they want to give power to limited people. But
Okay.
if Sikhs get governance of that area,
Mm-hmm.
we have already done governance in past,
Mm-hmm.
and in our cabinet, everybody was given representation.
All right. Yeah, Christians don't believe in the caste system either. I mean, I'd like to make a point here. You know, there's anti-Semitism and there's a conflict in the Middle East, and Christians believe in God, the Father, the Son Christ, and the purity of his mother, the Virgin Mary. Sikh believe in purity of God. Religions in the Middle East have faith in good and pure God, whether male or female, a father or mother. With our faith, it's so sad that we have that we have anti-Semitism, that we have so many disagreements and prejudice, when it basically our faith is similar.
So I will say, I think most of the conflict comes with the greed of power.
Yeah.
I think one of the things that we all seek is good governance. We all seek freedom of expression.
A lot of times it's because of religion, disagreements, politics,
Well, if we are not
land.
if we are not giving breathing room for
Yeah.
any faith to grow, then these things will happen. I think we need to treat every faith respectfully, understand what they're all about, give them breathing room to grow.
Yeah.
If we gonna attack their history, if we gonna try to suppress them, and then things go out of order.
Yeah. Can American lawmakers make any effort to solve the issue of transnational repression, which is affecting millions of people in America?
Definitely, because transnational repression is not just being faced by Sikhs in America.
President Biden just signed something regarding anti-Semitism law that, try to abolish anti-Semitism.
Yep. Also, there is a Senate bill right now, Senate Resolution 831, which was even co-sponsored by our delegates from Connecticut, Richard Blumenthal. So that itself talks about how we can make laws stronger, so no US citizen or a person living in America has to go through foreign government interference or foreign government intimidation. And I think it is very important because this issue is a very broad issue. It is not limited to one community. It affects a lot of immigrant communities because there are a lot of people living in America from all the various countries, and sometime those countries will still try to interfere in the U.S. working. I remember an incident that happened to Sikh community in Norwich when the media trucks showed up outside City Hall, telling city officials stop promoting terrorism, and they were trying to show that Sikhs are terrorists. But that was an intimidation technique by the so-called Indian officials. That's how Fox Media also portrayed it, that it was, the government work, and because they have seen these kind of incident happening before. Senator Austin was sent 3-page letter. There were many other state leaders who were told not to participate into Sikh programs. So we have been victim of this transnational repression within Connecticut and broadly, but now things have come into light with the evidence from Department of Justice. So at this point, I think it is our duty, if we are representing our communities, and I request from even your platform that it's not a Sikh issue. It is a issue of U.S. sovereignty. We all need to contact our congressmen. We all need to contact our U.S. Delegates, U.S. senators. Please do something about transnational repression, because that is affecting our day-to-day working in U.S. And I think it should be treated as a direct threat to our sovereignty in U.S.
Definitely. All right. Have you been a victim of transnational repression and how it impacts communities like yours and overall democracy?
So in 2018, state of Connecticut passed the law to recognize Sikh genocide, and that law was met with a lot of resistance from the Indian government. Their consulates were coming to our state capital in Connecticut, talking to our governors, Senate majority leaders, telling them not to sign the bill. So I see that part of transnational repression or defaming the Sikh community by calling them with names like or aligning them with terrorism. I think that's part of transnational repression. But I have personally sued one of their consulate as well, even though he has diplomatic immunities. But we wanted to make a statement that we are US citizens. We care about US, but we also care about our history. And we want our history to be acknowledged. And what's wrong with it?
Definitely.
We want our kids to know our struggles. We want our kids to understand why we came to this country and how much responsibility we have now, that we need to do everything right, not for this land, but also for the land we left. And we want our culture to be safe. So I think these things, and recently in 2022, I believe, when state of Connecticut General Assembly issued citation recognizing April 29th as a Sikh Declaration of Independence Day, we were met with resistance again with the Indian.
Sikh independence for the Sikhs living here in the United States or Connecticut, for them to proclaim their independence from their country?
No, actually, April 29, 1986. Again, we come back to our history.
Yeah.
Almost 35 years ago, after the Sikh genocide happened in 1984, in 1986 there was a very big gathering at a Sikh political center known as Akal Takht, which is our supreme authority. And all the Sikhs decided that we pass this resolution that we no longer want to be part of Indian Union because they have killed our folks, they are still killing our people, they have attacked our places of prayers and worship, and we no longer wish to be part of that Indian Union, and we proclaim our sovereignty and we declare our independence. So all Sikhs were doing in Connecticut, they were just acknowledging that day that happened in the history to make sure our history is safe and our history stay alive. And people understand our struggles.
Right.
So when we got citation in that recognition, we got hit with resistance again from Indian Consulate New York and Indian government overall, because they were not happy with it. But it's not my issue. You are happy or sad. That is the Sikh history, and we cannot deny the facts.
Right.
So I think what we are trying to do is very simple. We just want to make sure our history is preserved and our kids know about our history
And
our next generation knew about it. And where we live now, there is understanding for who we are, where we from, why we are here.
Acceptance.
And acceptance.
Yeah.
So I think that's a very nice word that you said, acceptance, because sometimes we say religious tolerance. We use this word religious tolerance or tolerance for the people from other immigrant communities. We don't need to tolerate each other. We need to accept each other.
Yeah.
And I think that's the right way to move forward this city, this country, this state.
Right. You also being a local politician, how do you feel about it, and what are your and Sikh community future plans?
So
You're a member of the city of.
I'm actually serving my city of Norwich as a city council member. This is my second term. Before coming to council, I served one term in Board of Education. Uh, so I think public service is the goal here, and even in our faith, it says uh, it's called the term is called daswand. Daswand means 10% of your time and resources. So what I am doing is I'm just trying to follow my faith, trying to donate my time or resources for good cause, and public service is one of the avenue that you get platform to do that. So I will continue doing public service.
Right,
Uh,
you were just at an election. You were elected to represent this area in at a delegation for President
yes.
Biden. Can
So
you explain
yesterday,
that?
yeah, yesterday we had an election in Kelly Middle School actually. So all the registered Democrats from Second Congressional District were welcome to be there and vote for the candidates. I was one of the candidates, and with the blessing and of everyone, I did get elected yesterday. So now I will be one of the candidate. Thank you,
Congratulations.
who will be representing Connecticut in the national convention, which will be happening in Chicago, to endorse President Biden.
Oh, great.
Yeah,
When is
so
that going to be?
it's in August.
August,
Yeah,
yeah.
but it's a good platform, good networking because we're gonna meet people from everywhere, from United States there. Thank you
Congratulations.
very much.
Something to be very proud of. What is the best way to get in touch with you, to get your Sikh information about the Sikh Art Gallery, which is actually a product of transnational repression?
Yes, so Sikh Art Gallery, we are trying to make permanent hours as well, but usually from 12 p.m. to 4 p.m. it's usually open. They can directly go there. It's located at 7 Clinic Drive in Norwich. But if you want to make appointment, feel free to go on the website, which is www.sikhartgallery.com, and you can also email us if you would like to schedule the tours at info@sikhartgallery.com. And my cell phone is also on the city website as well, but I'll give to your viewers as well. Feel free to contact me on my personal cell phone, 757-291-5211. Please leave me text message or voicemail. We'll be happy to contact you back and schedule the tour of the museum. And I think it's a very good learning experience. We are trying to help a lot of artist community through that platform as well. And recently we are also running many programs in the gallery space for our youth, because we
Wonderful.
are participating in the youth violence prevention and intervention program as well.
Great. That's wonderful. Yeah, you're much part of the community, and that's wonderful to hear how you keep active in the community. All right. Well, thank you, Swarnjit, for joining me today. It's been a pleasure,
Same here.
and I've learned a lot. Thank you for watching my show. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you. Okay, we'll sit for about a minute. It was very interesting. Thank you.